daily game plan for success. It's Sachs in the Morning. Steve Sachs.
Hi, Steve Sachs here with Sachs in the Morning. Remember Chivalry? Is that gone? I don't really think it is. Chivalry to me is just another name for class. It's the code of honor and manners that true gentlemen and ladies once held themselves to. I sometimes worry that too many people have forgotten what chivalry means and their obligation to act with chivalry in their lives. Fortunately, we get reminders from time to time that chivalry is not completely gone. I'm going to tell you a little story about my son. About 20 years ago, when I was working in the financial services industry, I was in Las Vegas for a business meeting with my son and one of his friends. He was probably 13 years old at the time. Now, this elderly lady became the heir of this fortune, and she was the subject of the meeting. Now, she came in a few minutes late, and what happened? My son just got up on his own and walked over to her, pulled out her chair, and made sure that she was there comfortably at the table. He took her coat and hung it up. Now, I didn't ask him to do this, but he knew the right thing to do in that situation. And the best way to keep chivalry alive is to act in that manner yourself. People are going to notice, and many times it's going to be our children, and they'll respect you for it. So back in 1994, I wrote a column for the Wall Street Journal. It was an op-ed piece about how permissive attitudes in society were negatively affecting our kids. And what really got me to write this column was when I went to the school to talk to some 8th and 9th graders. I was shocked to hear some of these kids' language and what they would say to a teacher. One kid asked me, he said, "Hey, Mr. Sachs, why the blank did you leave the Dodgers?" Right in front of his teacher. And I thought that there's a serious sea change in the attitudes and the way that they carry themselves in school today. I mean, when I was going to school, if you said that, you'd have been suspended. But the free reign, maybe part of it was the teacher's fault, that they gave these kids to talk like this was absurd. So the free reign that these kids had to speak this way in front of their teacher told me that there was a serious breakdown here in what was going on. Maybe this is a microcosm of what our society has become. And so that's why I wrote this piece that was picked up in the Wall Street Journal, this op-ed piece. And it was actually something I was pretty proud of because I got a letter from the White House, from the president and the first lady, about how they respected the letter that I had written to the Wall Street Journal. So I think it does make an effect, but we have to stand up and let people know that this kind of stuff isn't right. So I don't want to be one of those players that used to be on the field and say, it was much better in my day. I know a lot of great athletes today who still play the game with a lot of class, like it should be played. Some don't, and it's those that you have to question. But enough of them do, and this selfish attitudes permeate through our society. I see Little League games. I see pickup basketball games and intramurals, and I see how these young kids respond to what they see on TV. Our kids are looking to us on how to behave, which is why it's so important to take responsibility for our own actions. In my eyes, when you talk about chivalry, it's not corny. It's not old school. It's class. And that never gets old. And that's my short for today.